That's the beginning to a stream, I guess. Hello. Hello and welcome. All right. Can you hear that Minecraft sound? Well, since I have it, like, I might as well use it. Go ahead and play Minecraft on my my Switch for the podcast. There we go. Forgetting how all this works, I guess. Been too long since I've picked up the controller. Although I was on this yesterday, I didn't have to switch between the ROMs. No tabs there. Hopefully, some other people will be making their way in. I got some snacks, some coffee. Okay. Oh, is this where I put myself? With that iron golem doing work. Oh, it was a rather delayed bit of damage. Okay. There's another creeper. I knew better. Knockback is so awful for dealing with creepers. It's so good for everything except creepers. And it's so bad with creepers. I should probably just go to bed and fill that in the morning. Okay. Can I put motion controls on? That's something I need to look at. So need to remember which trigger is use and which trigger is to mine. Your Microsoft account was disconnected. You okay? You alright, Chi? I don't know. It says I'm connected. That'll pop. Aw. Poor pup. Alright, so we'll go to settings. Controller. I guess I cannot. That's sad. It still says my Microsoft account was disconnected. That's so weird. Alright, we need to go fill in that giant hole. The netherite axe is almost better for that, which is sad. It's not even almost, it just is better. Okay. These creepers are annoying. Got a block of quartz. What else do I got? Okay, I got plenty of money. Okay. Alright. As long as we know where we're standing. Alright, well, I guess we're gonna have to go get. I'm trying to do several things at once. Well, I'll get there eventually, apparently. Alright. I'm gonna wait for any other people to show up before we start discussing news or anything. So until then, it's just a chill. I'm working on my Minecraft building stream, I guess. Alright. Alright. So we need quartz blocks to finish that off. As long as I am aware of what I need, it's not a huge issue. accidentally did the wrong thing. Alright. There we go. Yes. Gotta just go through them until I find someone willing to sell me what I need. Glad that the iron golems didn't notice my accidental mishap. Already traded with you. This gets to be a little bit confusing when they're all in the center like this. It's a bit harder to keep track of who I have and have not traded with. Okay, I can't trade with him. Aha! There is someone I can trade with. That was the same guy. That's the guy. No, those two are not the same guy. Trade with me? Nope. What you got? Nothing worth it. What about you? Nope. Sweet. Wasted an entire day trying to trade with villagers. Let's just use this, get ourselves some half slabs, then run back inside. There we go. Popcorn's right in the picture now. How about that? This was the side I should have gone to, apparently. Yes, sell me those quartz slabs. Okay, not you, but you. You want them for 2. Alright. We got 2 in the upper levels. Neat. And now I have to go to the other side of the colony. Neat. Okay. Okay, let's go ahead and get all those together. Alright. Let's see how far we get on 2 days worth of purchase. Alright. a second. Okay. It's going to take a moment to enjoy what I've been building. You know, I was kind of unsure exactly. Here you go, Chi. Exactly how well this would all come together. But I've really liked it. I think it came together better than I thought it would. And the white exterior that immediately gives way to a very dark interior. I don't know. I really like it. I think it's a great aesthetic. I'm glad it came together that way. Alright. If I finish out, finish that out, and then go over to this side, and get a bit started on that. Here. I really like how it's coming together. Thing. Okay. We need to get inside and go to bed before monsters spawn everywhere and blow things up again. I get for doing multiple things at once. This song, it's this song. This song just really tries to blow out your ears for some reason. Alright. So, I'm going to improve the pathing for the villagers. That's why I'm doing all of this. Because villagers enjoy staying on paths. So if I can give them a path, they'll use the path. And then maybe the ones who have connected to the upstairs can find the upstairs area. And this can stop being such a headache for me. Where villagers don't get their restock. Okay. There we go. Yes. There we go. Alright, now I just need to run this down. Go. It's a little bit tricky to make the path underneath their feet. But it is, I think, going to be worth it. Alright, let's see how well that improves their pathing. At least I don't have to wait for the grass to grow anymore. Just immediately put that down. go. Hopefully this is a way more functional village than it once was. I need to go get some iron bars and repair this poor golem. He's been putting in the work. You might as well get repaired. I don't have any iron. What a twist. What are you even trying to get from up here? Yeah, trying to get to your houses from right here is so incredibly dumb. Even I can't do it. Alright. Give me all of your quartz blocks. What about you? You have any quartz? You have pillar quartz. What I need is plain and simple quartz blocks. Apparently it is late. We have a new iron golem spawned on top of the roof. I don't know why they can spawn on the roofs, but they do. It's weird and it's annoying. I love entering my own house and getting the weird music to play. The fact that I built what the game recognizes as a dungeon was amazing. Meteor quartz. A quartz. Quartz. Oh. Quartz. I did not mean to buy that. Quartz. There we go. Quartz. Pillars. Got any quartz? Yes. Go. Some nice solid quartz blocks. With that, we should be able to yes. I'm gonna pick that up. Yeah. Okay. Now I'm going to need some fireworks to get up there. Okay. So we'll get some paper. All right. I have to go fix that. Alright. There we go. Let's go ahead and get the top here finished so I don't have to worry about the top bit here ever again. Work our way down. I am messing up a lot on this particular row. But that's because you can't just place half slabs like normal blocks for some reason. It's glitched out and won't. You gotta push the trigger every time. So as I'm trying to like place it smoothly, it doesn't place. Okay. Come on. It wants to like move back to the place I've just placed instead of placing at the new spot. Which means my work is real choppy and slow just because it doesn't place right. And it doesn't really matter how I do it, it always ends up just sort of being the same speed, which is really annoying because it used to work properly. I'm not sure which update ruined half slabs, but it did. And now half slabs are annoying to work with. So I think in my next build, I might not even bother with the half slabs at all. Oh, I need to try something out. Okay. You cannot place on top of half slabs, but you can place a half slab over your redstone dust. That is an important distinction. Nice. Okay. We're about an hour into this stream, and I need to take a small break. I'm gonna see if I can't get a hold of some people who said that they would show up. And, so, can I go to a be right back screen for a bit? after I get back inside and hole myself up for the night. Sort of close everything down. Lock myself in. Lock myself into this room. I'm at the absolute safest I can possibly be. Alright. So we'll go to a be right back screen and I'll be right back. All right, and we're back. This time I'm joined by Sean.
All right, good talking to you, Caleb. I'll see you later.
Okay, bye. uh,
You're gonna be able to see my wife this weekend. That's nice.
wow, that's good.
Always good when they
They
allow me the privilege.
decided not to keep her in overtime perpetually
Oh,
today.
yeah, she's actually got the whole weekend off. That's crazy. Gonna feel like a downright vacation to her, I suppose. Hmm.
I'm trying to finish up this manor that I've been working on forever. It's
Is that over in the new area? That one?
um it's over in the place we went to when Copper got released. Uh it, so I guess it's the newish area.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
It's the one I'm making out of quartz. I've made it out of quartz and dark oak. And apparently if you get that much dark oak in an area, you have literally created a like a woodland mansion or something. The game recognizes my manor as a dungeon, and it plays the dungeon noise when you enter it, which I think is one of my greatest accomplishments in this game. Is to build a. I've managed to build an artificial biome in Minecraft, which is not easy to do usually. In fact, I think it's usually like impossible technically. Not like
Means that means stuff spawning in your house.
no, cuz I've put torches everywhere cuz light keeps them from spawning just like in like your mine shafts and stuff. But it has a pretty insane spawn rate if those torches aren't down.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, yeah, so when found out that happened, I was being quite quickly overwhelmed. It's a good thing we've got netherite tools at this point.
Just
Hmm?
I don't know. It's something about like the gameplay loop of Minecraft that I always end up asking myself at some point whenever I'm doing something like why, and then I stop. Like it's just kind of like why am I doing anything that I'm doing?
Well, that's why the way I play Minecraft is I decide on like some sort of giant project and I just work towards that until it's done.
Yeah, and
And
I kind of like
so
I kind of go ahead.
uh I agree that like the whole killing monsters and um, going on adventures and going through caves. That gets boring rather quickly. But if you've got a project that you're working on, something big that you're building, then all that becomes is sort of an interesting thing that you have to do in order to accomplish your building project. And sometimes you can even just forego that altogether, like with this manor. Usually you have to go get quartz in the nether, but I can just buy it from villagers, so I just set up a trading farm, right?
Mhm.
And so I get to bypass the whole go adventuring in the nether, and I can just focus on building this until it's done. Uh, but yeah, I do think that the adventuring gameplay loop in this gets old kind of fast. Um, which is incidentally another reason I think Terraria is a superior game.
Mhm. Like Ferrari, you kind of get because there's always something like this. You can do fun stuff,
If you
but it also directly helps you because building your house actually has purpose because then like NPCs move in, shopkeepers, like people that are essential, kind of to progress the game. And there's no reward other than the patting yourself on the back and rent.
yeah,
And if people don't see your works that you've created, you're kind of you're really just doing it for yourself, and that's where it's like
that
that's
is
not really my personality.
that is why it's nice doing this with like in a multiplayer setting, because like
Mhm.
even if no one watches these streams, which very few people do, but even if no one watches these streams, like at least I get to show off to my friends, hey look, I built giant white manor, and then they get to make fun of how much it looks like a bank apparently.
So, is that criticism that was labeled or leveled your way?
I don't know that it was criticism. They were like, "Oh, it's a bank." I'm like, "It's a giant manor. Looks more like the White House than a bank."
Maybe the White House looks like a bank. Ever think about that?
That's what they said.
Basically. Well, I think so I do think I do concur. I think Terraria is a better game. The amount of time that some people this is my thing though. The people that build all that super crazy stuff, I do believe a lot of them play in creative mode because the like let's be honest, like the gameplay loop. Oh, I gotta choose my words carefully here. Um, is boring. However, if you're someone who gets the satisfaction from like I built this uh, gigantic cabin, which the game now recognizes as a woodland mansion by the sweat of my brow, then like okay, by all means, like,
Well,
but
I wasn't even trying to
but
build a woodland mansion. The fact that it recognizes it as a woodland mansion is fascinating to me, because you're not really supposed to be able to build um like fake biomes, so to speak.
well, this and the whole point though being is that I'd rather do that stuff in creative mode, and even then, like it'd still be kind of boring.
I think creative
You
mode
know,
is more boring. I've tried building something in creative mode, and I have to say the having at least the threat of something happening at night if you just continue to
mm-hmm.
build, having night to shake up things is actually kind of important. You wouldn't think it is, but the fact that there
Well,
is some
I'm
kind of
about
threat
so I'm
is
about to say something probably ignorant. Minecraft seems like a game that was designed originally for building things, and then all other mechanics have been added as an afterthought. it's like Knock said, I want to make a game where you can build stuff out of squares and then see what people can do. And then he was like, well, it's a little boring, so maybe I'll try to make like a game out of it. Because it's not really a game. Like when he made it, there is no game, right? It is essentially an art creating software. It's like Microsoft Paint just with squares. And then it's like, well, let's maybe turn it into a game.
I don't
Because
I don't know that you're wrong, but the zombies have been in the game as concept, I think, from the very beginning.
see, I'm not sure. I remember when Minecraft came out, I was watching a video, and this is like before like really kind of blew up with people. I think a guy built something ridiculous, and he wasn't playing on creative mode. But there was nothing going on. I don't even think there were mobs implemented in the game at the time. I could be wrong about that. I wasn't really like that interested. I saw it and I was just like, wow, that looks really boring. Right, and then I never touched it.
I don't know that creepers have been in since the first release, but I know that skeletons, zombies, and spiders are all like
Yeah, those are the OG mobs, but
yeah.
I mean, I mean, I have a computer in this.
I guess we could look it up
Yeah.
instead of speaking from ignorance. Oh, I ran out of cash. I'll have to go.
It says humans were the first mob ever added to the game.
Who were?
Let's see. There are only 7, but
I don't think villages were even at release. Or
no,
villagers.
villagers, they weren't.
I think wandering traders are older than villagers.
The problem though is like you'd really have to look in. You can't really like Google what were the first mobs because all it's going to tell you is like these were the first mobs, but it's not going to be like what you're really looking for is like when this game first came out.
Yeah,
You know
what was in it?
what was actually in it, and that's a little more.
I know that pigs came before creepers, but I don't remember if creepers were designed before he released the game, even in alpha. But I know that the design of the creeper is based on a bugged out pig spawn.
Yeah. Was it? Was it bugged out pig?
Yeah. For some reason, when he was like messing around with the pigs, like some of them would spawn in with the X and the Y switched, so it would be extra tall instead of short.
That sounds awful.
Well, that's what the creeper's based off of.
Nightmare creation.
Yeah. Okay.
I guess so. I don't know. Anyways, did you see my message I sent to you about midnight?
I did, and then I forgot about it and haven't been able to look into exactly what it is and how much it costs on Steam.
I don't even check. I'm assuming it's at least $30. Again, I can look it up, but lazy. Because I figured nobody would buy it anyways. Like people are not a particular group don't have tons of disposable income, so I figured it's kind of a moot point. But it's smart if you wanted to play like a. That's pretty much the only way that I would ever play a crop hunt. Probably, crop hunt sounds fun conceptually. The problem is like I've tried to do it and getting it to work. I need someone. I would need someone to actually know how to like. Because I don't know. I like the idea of prop hunt. but the amount of polish on that game looks interesting. Although apparently there's some easy strategies that are kind of employed. I guess the ghosts, if they mob you at the very beginning, makes it very difficult for the ghost hunters to win because it turns out like the time to kill uh, isn't really that long, and so a ghost can kind of I don't know exactly. I don't know exactly how the gameplay works. I think depending on what you possess, it gives you damage resistance as well as um, possibly a little extra health. I don't know. It just kind of depends. Again, I haven't played it myself, and but basically, like you possess things and you kind of throw yourself literally at the enemy, um, and you do decent amount of damage. Of course, like so you have like I guess it's 5 minutes. The ghost hunters have 5 minutes to find the ghosts.
Right.
Because once 5 minutes are up, it's midnight, and then the ghosts become super powered, and they also any ghosts that died respawn, uh, and then it's the ghost's turn to hunt. But apparently, like you can take the hunters by surprise, or in chaos in the very beginning, and just like attack them immediately. But I've seen that work many times. So you'd have to kind of homebrew some stuff until they update the game or something. Which I guess because the fact that the team, like the ghosts, have the ability to fight the humans before midnight and win says like why would you even split up, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like why wouldn't you just what stops it from just being a straight up team deathmatch where another team gets the advantage after 5 minutes? Like it, and I found that kind of interesting. I'm assuming they're gonna patch it or something. Maybe nerf the ghosts. Oh, Chi, are you barking at bad guys again?
She barked herself so hard, she started to choke.
You started to what?
Did you not hear the wheeze?
No.
What's going on?
Like, what is she even looking at?
I don't know. She could have heard the neighbors. She might want out.
Yeah, but like, is she looking at you? She's doing it, or
She came in and then didn't look at me.
it's kind of weird. Like normally, a dog's like they don't do that unless like I've seen dogs like for instance our neighbor, her dog will bark if you make enough noise, but normally the dog's looking out the window. Like the dog has to see you before it'll start. And then I find it interesting that she just kind of barks at noises. I
Oh,
don't know. I don't know if that's normal dog behavior or not, but well, that is the biggest vein of nitro I've ever seen.
oh, you're playing Deep Rock.
Probably modded. Well, not heavily modded.
So I was looking into it, and it looks like
Yes. But some completion with that thought.
so. Pigs are the original animal mob. They were the only ones in it at the beginning. The spider, the zombies, and the skeletons and the creepers were all in it from the beginning, from launch. Um, So it looks like that whole pig thing happened before launch.
Oh, the piglet.
Mm-hmm. Also, the
Hey,
witches were the first villager mob put into the game. They were the first mob with that body type. I guess human. Witches were the first humanoid mob. They were released in like the second update.
that's true. I could just put a zip line. Oh well.
Oh, apparently, very early Minecraft had another mob called the Human. Uh, which were essentially mobs that looked like Minecraft Steve, and they would hop, skip, and jump around the map and attack players. They were removed pretty early, um, presumably before even like the first real patch to the game.
Oh, hello.
Oh, and apparently sheep were also available at launch. Okay, so I need some emeralds if I'm gonna keep purchasing from these villagers.
Where's your head? Right, it's gone.
Okay. I have to crab walk while I'm eating my popcorn. Which,
I have to crab walk. I'm eating my popcorn.
well, yeah, because like I can't work both the joysticks at once while I do that.
I mean, you could get good crab.
You're right. That's on me.
It is.
Yep.
Um, I feel like I had something else. I feel like I'm forgetting something.
Ah, did you see the news about Florida's parental rights bill?
But the don't say gay.
That's what some people refer to it as. That is,
That
that's
the whole
that's
so
not at all what it
Babylon
says.
B, the Babylon B movement puts out a bunch of like constantly putting out stuff about it. Like um, Ben Ben Gay rebrands to Ben Straight in order to continue selling products and crazy stuff like that. To be compliant with oh wow, Lord of Law. No, it's good to see you. Oh, it's good to see you.
Yeah, so basically, lots of people lost their minds about the the bill in question without even knowing what's in the bill or what's it about. And then a bunch of people decided that the next best course of action after freaking out and realizing that um, the don't say gay thing didn't really stick, the next best course of action was then to ask the question, why are Republicans so concerned about uh, why are Republicans so concerned about um, why are Republicans so concerned about grooming?
Uh, because they constantly are doing it. Like,
Possibly because, like, you know, they care about their children, but that can't be the answer.
nah, that can't be it.
That that would that would make sense. Also, to even ask that
They want to
question
ban
is to
grooming because they are themselves grooming too.
that implies that you're all right with people grooming kids, which is just
I mean, they defend that movie Cuties.
it's true. They defended cuties pretty hard. Haven't I have never understood that people trying to defend that movie. It's
Because in the country that we live in, 300 some million people who have been given freedom but not necessarily purpose, they have nothing better to do. They don't they this is what they do.
you can't even like
Oh my gosh! I just fought a stinking dreadnought.
it's one of those things where like I might disagree with it, but I can see arguments for something like that where everyone involved in the film was an adult.
Not an adult.
Yeah, like
Yeah,
adults
that's but
playing kids and stuff, and then it'd be whatever. But it was actually 13
it's
year
actually
olds.
kid.
It was actually kids, and it's like
Well, it's
you can claim that you're trying to make a statement about it, but you did it, so your statement has become invalid. It's like, why
to
did you
show
murder?
how bad murder is. I
Chris?
will kill someone, and then that family. That's like Jigsaw's school of thought. Like,
Well,
uh,
it's
I'm
essentially the
gonna kill your
villain from
son so you know how bad murder is, so that you don't
it.
do it yourself.
It's essentially the villain from and then there was none, the Agatha Christie novel. I don't know if you've ever read that or
I'll
watched.
have that.
So the movies kind of ruined the ending. I'm not going to spoil everything,
I
but
mean,
basically, one guy. This is going to sound a lot like Jigsaw. I guarantee it because it's basically Jigsaw. Um, somebody gets like 10 people together on an island that don't know
uh-huh.
each other and then has a note written on the table um, with like a poem on it. No, sorry. Every room has the 10 Little Indians poem, which predates the Agatha Christie um, book. I don't know if you're familiar with the Ten Little Indians poem.
Yeah, that's how I learned the books of the Old Testament. Genesis, Exodus, there we go. You're killing me.
I'm
I'm like
trying.
waiting for you to finish your thought. And...
Well, I'm trying to look it up, but it keeps trying to take me to the. That's the Ten Little Indians song. Where's the Ten Little Indians poem? But basically, it goes through 10 little Indians and their horrific deaths. It's supposed to be a. It's a children's rhyme, which, like many children's rhymes, is absolutely horrifying when you think about it. But it's supposed to warn kids about, like, not playing with, like, knives and axes and that kind of thing. Because, like, you can get seriously hurt when you, like, play around with dangerous tools. But basically, this guy goes around offing off all of the different people that he's brought to the island following the Ten Little Indians song. So, like, the first one dies the way that the Indian in the poem died. And by, like, Indian 3, they, like, figure out, oh, we're all being offed. There's somebody else on this island. Or the murderer is one of us 10. And so, like, it's a mystery novel. Bit of spoilers, everyone dies in the end. Like, in the book, everyone dies. In the movies, they figure out who's killing them and put a stop to it. But, like, basically his plan is, here are 10 people, here are, well, 9 people, who have all murdered somebody on accident or on purpose, and they paid no price for it. So to show them how
Wait,
bad.
is that in the book or is that in the movie?
Yes.
Okay.
The book ends by telling you who did it, because the characters of the book never figured it out. So in the epilogue of the book, there's like a scene where somebody picks up a bottle that came floating ashore, and it has the confession of the murderer in it. Because he was going to kill himself because he murdered everybody, and so he became the thing he had hated. It was his plan all along. And he has a confession there about how he did it, because he wanted the police to know how clever he was. It's actually a kind of human thing, to want people to know.
I think like how, yeah. I guess that just kind of tells you like how bad. I guess kind of on a side note, we have a tendency to, by we I mean like Americans and our mental health professionals, like we will downplay how bad narcissism is, and it's no longer. I believe narcissism is no longer considered a mental disorder, uh, things like that, or maybe it never was, but we will like downplay that stuff, and in fact we kind of glorify it in our culture. Um, the lack of humility and the like, you're perfect, you have no faults. If people don't accept you for the way that you are, then there's something wrong with them. Because everyone's wrong and you're right.
Mm-hmm.
And those are bad mindsets. Because like people, whatever is uncomfortable, we run away from. Like shame, for instance. Like there's nothing wrong with shame. Shame keeps. It can go too far, but shame helps you be self-aware, right? It helps you
Yeah.
be more social, helps you be more charming, helps you be more helpful, helps you to do the right thing, um,
Shame,
brings murderers to justice, that type of stuff.
shame in the right hands
Possibly.
is a powerful tool for keeping you on track.
Yeah, but that generally comes along with on the lines of like, well, as Solomon says, raise up a child in the way that they should go, and they will not depart from it. The idea that like if you have that good mental compass installed in you early on, um, shame. Uh, Now with a caveat, uh, how it was installed. If it is installed in you, shame can be a really good thing that helps you progress in life. And then the lack of shame retards you in a lot of ways. Um,
Yeah.
and right. Uh, Now that caveat being people who are religious, but ignorantly religious, they have a tendency to instill shame and not teach, but then they use it like a club, and then their kids don't know how to deal with shame. They're not supposed to linger on shame, right? If you do something, shame should be like, I did something, I'm not proud of it, I'm ashamed of it, and I'm gonna fix it. So next time this thing happens,
Shame is
you know,
not shame is not the goal. Shame is the beginning to, you know, fixing something.
yes,
It's the recognizing that there's a problem. Then you need to, you know, identify how
yeah,
to solve the problem and then solve said problem.
yeah. So I actually have a good anecdote for that. But anyways, but they don't teach their kids that. They just teach them like people just kind of wield it, and it's not just like religious people, but that's like the easiest, the low hanging fruit. Um, the religiously zealous, well, ignorantly so.
Mm-hmm.
Because you can change the way that you are, um, and all that good stuff. Anyways, so it's a great tool as long as you're being responsible with it.
Yeah.
Um, but you're not supposed to dwell on that. Now I'm just being redundant at this point. So a good example is this morning. Uh, there was a guy. So I mean, this morning was something special. It was just like one of those days. I saw two cars. They had their emergency lights on. Actually, one of them was a weird situation. I won't digress, but they're basically like in the middle of the road. Um, and I actually suspect one of them was I don't know. It was kind of weird the way it was. I'll talk more about that later, but that's not pertinent for the story right now. Um, so I was really like, okay, today's going to be an interesting drive. It's going to be one of those.
Yeah.
Well, there's a guy. So I'm going through Cleveland, and I get passed by a guy in the left hand lane. Um, he
Right.
was going so fast I could actually hear his engine. That's is there any way you can get Chi to stop?
Yeah, I was just thinking about doing that. The problem is I'm gonna have to get up and
Right. Okay.
leave the room for a second. Alright, give me a sec. Alright.
So anywho, so he's going so fast.
Yeah.
I can literally hear his engine. He must have been going. Let's see, it was like a 60 maybe. He must have been going maybe 90 miles an hour plus. Uh, I remember, and I said, I hope you get pulled over because you're driving recklessly. Like he was going so fast. I mean, it was unreasonable. Like I understand like speeding, it's whatever, 5, 10, even 15 over. This, but Cleveland's just kind of like a wasteland of lawlessness, like particularly like on I-90. People just like just go crazy on that road. Um, so he ends up. I'm not able to see what I think happened is he smashes about I'm gonna say like maybe 50 yards in front of me. He smashes into a red car. Now he either lost control or he was changing lanes or the other person was changing lanes. Went so fast, he smashed his vehicle. So the cars go. I mean, they're flying like out of control. He ends up smashing into the median, um, and the lady ends up on the side of the road, kind of. Cars are totally crashed. I mean, total. Um, so she emerges from the red car. I know it's a she because she left her vehicle. Um, and I was like, holy crap, cow. And I'm like, ah. So I stopped to help to call the police. Everybody else is just driving by, like, and I was like, whoa, this is crazy. So I stopped, I called the police. I'm like, this is kind of crazy. Um, and I go through that whole thing. I tell the police or the 911 dispatcher like what happened, where it happened, and then at the end of it, I'm like, so what? So what do I do? Do I need to stay or what? She's like, well, you can leave. And I'm like, okay, because I didn't know what to do.
Right.
And this is where the conflict happened. Because I felt guilty because I didn't know what to do. Now, deep down, if I'm being honest, I don't really care what happened to the guy or the person in the silver car. Um, and I think that's wrong, but I wasn't super concerned because if they died, then like, well, whatever. They kind of they did it. Like they were the cause of this thing. Because they were just being crazy, like just being unreasonable. But it's not a justification. That's just the way I was thinking. And I saw her walking around, so it's like, well, at least that person, the victim, is okay. But I was like, I really should have stayed to see if that other guy, if that person in the other car was okay. And then it dawned on me, like, I don't know, like, what would I have done? Like, I wouldn't, if they had been injured, like, I wouldn't have removed them from the vehicle because I don't know CPR. All I know is that, injuring or
Plus,
moving injured people sometimes worse than if you had just left them. Like, I don't know.
especially
So,
if like they've got a broken neck or something.
yes, like that's what I'm saying. Like, it just like what would I have done? But because of that, though, I have resolved I will be taking CPR classes, or I will be certified, or I will learn how to do these simple things that save a life, and also what to do. Because, and that's an example of shame, but shame towards positive motivation.
Yeah.
Right. That's how shame should be handled. It shouldn't. I'm not going to spend the rest of my life. Oh my God! I wonder. Oh, why didn't I get out and check and see if that jackass, pardon my language, it was okay. Um,
You're gonna have to give me another minute. Apparently,
she's all hot and bothered about something.
there are. So I figured out what it is. There are kids outside, despite the fact that it's very dark out. I heard them while I was dealing with the dog.
Do those neighbors still live over there across from you?
No.
Oh, they're gone.
But there's there are some kids playing out in the dark, which is fine. I don't think she's barking
Well,
at them. There's another dog that's barking. She's barking at
it's
the
also,
dog.
uh, yeah,
So I think she's gonna have to go sit in her crate for a couple minutes.
I think she probably better off if she was um
Alright, give me a sec.
how often does she hang out with other dogs? I was leaving.
She, you need to stop. No. You need to stop. Alright, I put her in her crate for some quiet time. So that maybe she'll calm down. Because that other dog is not calming down. Which means she's not going to calm down. But you were mentioning that you think that she would be better with some other dogs or something? Sean? Did I lose you?
There's that.
Hmm? I can barely hear you. We got one stripe left to do. I think we can finish by tonight. She's barking from inside her crate, which she never does. I may have to full-fledged just take her out. Sean?
Hold on,
What? What?
hold on.
Ah, hold on. Okay.
Went to the bathroom to get and got something to drink.
Ah,
All right,
what'd you get to drink?
top of the darkest dungeon, huh?
So what'd you get to drink?
Dr. Pepper.
Ah, the old Doc P.
Yep. Don't like that. Old Dr. Don't Dr. Pepper.
What? You don't like Doc P?
I,
It's the drink of true intellectuals.
yes. Possible perverts. Darkest Dungeon. You love it. I fear it. Delving back in there. It's crazy how brutal. Like things can be going fine, right? You're kicking butt, you're taking names, and then the next thing you know, you're running away with the tail between your legs and you want to quit the game, delete your save. Um, because stuff just happens. I tried. Well, you don't have any frame of reference, but I got my butt kicked. Time to delve
She is still
back into
barking
it.
from inside of her crate. I suspect she won't stop until she gets taken out. That might be what it is she was using whatever she could as an excuse to bark to go out.
Dude, I mean, I think the part of the problem is she doesn't get to socialize with other dogs, which isn't even like.
Well, the
Because I
neighbors.
I don't know what triggers that and why she does it. I don't know why dogs bark at other dogs in general. I'd assume it's like, hey, this is my territory, but then also like to me it's like um a very that's very territorial, which I don't know is necessarily a good thing. You know what I mean?
I've considered getting another puppy. Um, in or and it would have to be a puppy. So here's the problem, right? Is she can get food aggressive, which I suspect she wouldn't if I got a puppy and she watched the puppy grow up, because she'd probably think of it as her pup,
Mm-hmm.
her, at least her pack mate. I suspect that would make a lot of the problems better. But there's two dogs, cost twice as much to feed. Um,
Sure, you get a small one.
well, see, the problem with the small one is if it doesn't fix the problems where she can be a bit food aggressive, then the small one has absolutely no way to, like, fight back, I guess.
Mm.
Furthermore, if the problems persist and she remains food aggressive even to a puppy, then I'm stuck in the position where now I have to choose between the two different dogs. I mean, obviously, I'd choose the one I've been with longer, but that would mean I'm giving up a pup. I've got to, like, find a new home for it.
You
So,
said.
hmm?
Oh, I was looking at the mission rewards. Um, some of the stuff. And you do not have any.
So, I do think I do think by the end of the year, I will have come to the conclusion that I need another dog, and I'll try it out. But I don't know. I've been running through the different scenarios in my mind, and technically speaking, the cons are not as bad as the pros could be good. But I also kind of need to watch where the economy is going. So I don't know if you've noticed, but it's not doing that great.
What is it? Economy?
The economy. It's not doing that hot, and my income is kind of stagnant.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, I may have to have an uncomfortable conversation in a few weeks.
That's always fun.
Yeah. Uh,
Well, they both stink.
I suspect the uncomfortable conversation would go well, but uncomfortable it still would be.
Alright, so we have the weld, the medium. I like 18 food. Yeah. Got plenty of healing. That actually might be a problem. Might have too much healing. Wait. Well, good luck with that.
Thank you.
I think that what you're asking for is not unreasonable, but oh Lord, did you guys both have the thirst? Oh, golly!
I'm not gonna lie. Part of why I started doing Twitch and YouTube was to see if I couldn't.
What?
I said part of why I started doing Twitch and YouTube was to see if I couldn't tent make a little bit. But it's always also just been a side project. That I wasn't going to be too concerned about not going well. So.
Expensive. Here you go. Hopefully no one dies.
Alright.
Wait a minute. Let's think about this. Oh, excuse me. This is probably not a good team comp, but it is what we're rolling with. Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! I forgot to take blood.
What's blood do?
Good thing it's only a medium touch. So blood. So all right. So there's a disease, I guess you would call it. You can get. It's called the Crimson Curse. It basically turns your heroes into like essentially vampires, and you can collect blood, and basically like you need to start like carrying blood on you, because if you don't have it, they start debuffing. They get some pretty nasty debuffs. Their speed goes up, but then they also like will like they won't comply. Like sometimes they won't accept healing. Sometimes they say stuff that stresses like their party out, and then your stress builds up, and they just become like uncooperative. They do crazy stuff. Um, and they basically it becomes like an extra resource drain. Now, on the other hand, though, it also they get stronger though, because if you give them like, for instance, Reynold, my Crusader, right now he's in Bloodlust. It's a stat effect because he just drank blood, or just gave him blood. And so now he's got plus 25 damage, plus 4 speed, plus 25 stun resist, plus 15 blight resist. So he's got a major buff right now. But the problem is, like, I always have to keep blood on hand in one way or the other, whether on adventure in my town, because otherwise people could die. Because they basically get so thirsty, they I don't know. I'm not really sure. I've never had a hero die from not having blood because I've always had some, but I'm not really excited
Oh wait!
at the prospect
I
because it's
messed.
all my good heroes that have the problem.
Sorry, I messed up, and I looked at one texture and thought it was a different texture, so I bought the wrong kind of quartz. It's like half of my villagers sell pillar quartz.
What are you playing?
Hmm.
So what are you playing?
Minecraft.
Oh, okay. I heard your villagers, and I was like, ah,
That's the sound they make.
ah. The game is like so hard to like to explain. Like, there's so much nuance. Like, it's a very good game. It's also very stressful. It's very difficult at times.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's literally a disclaimer in the beginning, which is like, "Welcome to Darkest Dungeons. This game's about making the best of a bad situation. Heroes will die, and they do. But sometimes they die, and it's like, why? Why did it didn't have to be this way? It didn't have to be this way."
It's literally just one tiny patch on the top of this roof that's not finished.
Oh, that's right. What do you do about that? Bandage, gold, trinket. Take that. Right. Oh shoot! You guys don't even have trinkets. You should need them. Oh boy. I'm pretty sure you guys cause bleed.
There we go. Alright. Well, we've been streaming for about 2 hours. Well, I've been streaming for 2 hours, and you've been live for like an hour. So I think we're gonna go ahead and call this podcast here and set up for next week. I didn't quite get to finish my manor, but I will definitely be able to next week.
Why don't you guys dodge some more?
What?
Oh, I said, why don't you guys dodge some more? Oh boy. There we go. Yes. My guy, he's freaking out. He's saying weird stuff when but man, he hits like a truck. Stuff when but man, he hits like a truck.